and I just feel like I'm just in my natural form right now, man. And I'm just living my best life. And it was kind of, I was always condemning myself back in the past because I grew up in a house full of, Christians. And I was a Christian, a non-denominational church. So, they say you should be one person, you should get married. But, I don't subscribe to that anymore because as I grew my personal relationship with God, man, I just felt like he was saying, man, it's okay to live my life the way that I'm living right now, just as long as I'm not doing anything out of moderation. I'm not doing anything for selfish cause. If I got good intent, because everything is based off of intent. Two people can have the same action, but just because you have the same action don't mean you have the same intent. I can see a woman walking down the street, an old lady trying to cross the street, and I can help her. And when I grow with me, and I can help her, and the reason why I'm helping her is only because I'm trying to show off, or I can help her because that's what I sincerely want to do. So it's all about intent. So we don't look at action, we look at the intent. So my intent behind everything is just the growth, man. I love to see people grow, and I love to help people, man.
And, one thing that I just caught what you were stating was, what I'm saying, like, even dealing with the polygamous perspective, what I'm taking from all of this is, that being that you can afford the women, it's pretty much, it's not a problem with the women. So for people that view it as being a problem, like when people see you out or whatever, like what do they say? Like when they see you, I mean, like, with the women that you with.
Well, we are in Vegas, so it's kind of like a common theme here, for certain people with the lifestyle. They may get it from school, they might, but it's I mean, I can't say it's just common like that, but people don't really say too much. They really don't know. It's just Vegas is wide open, so you may see you may see a promoter with a lot of models or something. They don't really know what's going on, but for the people who are in tune, for the people who follow me and stuff like that, they just come up and give me a small talk, and because I am known for like doing music. I'm underground, so that's about it. It's not nothing too normal. Plus, I don't just be out like that. Honestly, I don't club. Man, I'm such a boring when it comes to how people would think. I'm pretty boring, man. I chill at home. I read a lot. I study a lot. I stay to myself. And I'm just working in my studio upstairs, and I'm just preparing my people, working out. We all go out like tonight. I mean, as soon as I get off of this, we all about to, run around the neighborhood and jog, and then we come back home and do calisthenics. So I do a lot of stuff on the in-house, man. I don't really be out in the public too much.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. And I get that too. So the thing with, back in the day, I seen on one of your pages, it was like, Al Sharpton was featured, and then you was on there as well. What was that about?
Okay, man, this is a beautiful story, man. And I appreciate your questions. Your questions are totally, I appreciate everybody who interviewed me, but I like talking about stuff like this in particularly because this is where my heart is. This is where my passion is. Yes, of course, I know that the shock factor of having multiple women is something very interesting to talk about, but it's way more to me, man. I'm very dynamic. It's so much like an onion, so many layers. But to answer your question, man, a man had got killed by a police officer. A black man by the name of Terrence Crutcher had got killed by a white police officer when his hands was up back in my hometown, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Oh yeah, for those who don't know, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it's so much pain that's in my city, man. This came from my city, man. Because if y'all don't know, man, we was called the Black Wall Street. We was the number one city way back in the day in 1921 that was thriving, but it was a big race riot. But without going into that, our city is very sensitive and touchy about certain things, especially with dealing with police officers of another race. So during this time when a man had got killed, I was living in Vegas. This is 2016. And I said, man, I gotta fly back. I gotta fly to my hometown, man, and stand with them because I am like the biggest person to come out of my city and things like that of that nature. So I was like, man, I gotta stand up for my city. So I just flew back, and in the midst, everything just happened organically, man. Because when I went out there, I just wanted to touch the people, so I started marching. So when we was marching, in the middle of us marching, somebody gave me a megaphone. And so I'm talking on this megaphone. I'm just speaking to everybody in the crowd. I'm like, hey, it's not just about police brutality, man. Us as a black race, we the number one destroyers of our own kind. And I was just speaking, so everybody just crowded around me. And then after Clear Blues, I didn't even know that Al Sharpton had came down there for the same cause that I was, to support Terrence Crutcher. And man, he ended up, man, just giving me the keys on live TV, man. It was, you can't make this shit up, man. It was a beautiful thing. But yeah, man, it was all about the justice, man, the justice of Terrence Crutcher. Then the story gets even more interesting because after that was over, you know, how I just now was speaking about black on black crime. The next day or later on that night, my brother got killed. So it all happened together. You know, I mean, shit. When I write my movie, my story. So when y'all ever see me doing like this, my brother name is Hustle 3 times, so I'm always throwing up trades. No, I don't gang bang. I'm not in the gang or nothing like that. You know, I'm just letting his name live on. Hustle 3 times. You know, but yeah, that's what that was about. You know, just standing up, man, on some activist type of stuff.
That's you know what, and I'm glad that you stated that the way that you stated that, because when I first seen your picture, you know, there's a correlation that everybody was able to draw with what you were doing on the picture. Now, it wasn't the thing about you being in a gang, but there's a cult leader that I've been reporting on, and they do that as well. But they do that and say, I love myself. And it's funny because they take their hand and put it on their forehead and then touch their heart. And then they say, I love that's my word, bro. So when I was talking about you, when I was showing your video, people were already criticizing you without knowing who you were. And I was showing them and they was like, oh man, he just a pimp. Oh, he just this. I say, yo, just hold on, man. Hold on. You don't know what this brother is doing. You don't know what he's about. You don't know where he's at mentally. You don't know none of that. You know, so that's why I'm glad I have this opportunity, and I'm glad that you cleared that up too, because I'm pretty sure people were saying like, yeah, he's a blood, or you know, he's into this or that or whatever. Yeah, that's dope.
They were saying that, yeah, in the comments they were saying that, but that's a crazy coincidence, man. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, hey, and that's what the purpose of these type of dialogues are about. It's not to crucify you or anything like that, you know. And I do want to add too that I noticed something, you know what I'm saying, when I seen the whip and you was moving about. And I don't know if it's your label or, you know, your brand or whatever, but what's One Deep? What is that? What's One Deep?
Oh yeah, man, One Deep across my chest, man, One Deep and everything, man, because it was just, I was going through a phase, bro, man. I've been damaged by so many. I allowed myself to be, because nobody can do anything to me that I don't allow. But I've been growing up, man, especially coming from Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. I made a lot of poor choices with the people I allow around me. So during this time, man, it made me kind of really go to a dark place of isolation, of just being alone, being one deep. You know, this is just me being vulnerable with you and the people that's watching, man. I went through a lot. You know, my closest friend tried to, you know, set me up to be murdered. There's a lot of things dealing with people. You know, I've been snaked by, you know, women that I love. You know, they didn't left me by myself to where, like, you know, we had plans to, you know, really get married and do certain things. You know, in my past, and they had left me, you know, so I've been to a lot of dark places. So it just made me say I'm just one deep with God, you know, one deep. I don't trust a soul. So I put it behind on my Bentley tag. I put it on my chest. I put it on my clothes and things like that. That's where the one deep came from. But now I'm in a greater space. So it's more now. My one deep basically just means, you know, I just don't trust too easily. You know, I don't trust no one. But at the same time, now I have a team, so I can't really subscribe to being saying I'm just one deep.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Yeah.
But I see that as a state of mind, and it's great that you think like that, you know, and I can tell by the way that you talk, you know what I'm saying, and how you are appreciative of certain stuff, that you are humble, despite, you know what I'm saying, I see that you got it like that, because you mentioned about the tag and about your Bentley. So like when people see you out in a Bentley, like what I mean, I know you in Vegas, but do they, because like I seen the one video with a guy, and I think it was his wife was walking out the store and you was getting in the car and the dude was like, that's your Bentley? He was like, yeah, it's mine. Yeah. He was like, well, I know you was like, are you serious, man? Like he asked you, was it yours? Like, was it like it's impossible to own a Bentley or something?
Right. Yeah. You know, especially as a young African American, it's most definitely something that's still different. But I can't sit up here and act like I'm doing something special, because it's a lot of brothers in Vegas, on the West Coast in general, that you know, they're in better positions than me, and they're living pretty big. So you know, but yeah, I mean, it happens from time to time. People get shot, because I do live in a white neighborhood. So you know, I mean, I think I'm the only black person in my neighborhood. So I think we get a lot of that.
Oh, that's dope. So, like, you know, being that you in that particular neighborhood, have people even question, you know, like your wives or, you know, the women that frequent, you know, around you or whatever? Did they ever say anything or look like, yo, what's going on over there?
Well, no, we're not that close to people. Like, well, you know, like people don't know what's going on. They basically just see me probably just come down the street and going in. They don't know who's like with me or anything like that. But like nah, I don't think anybody. No, nobody's never. Yeah, they don't really know. They probably think I'll be having a party if anything.
Exactly. I mean, with the size of the crib. So
yeah.
So by, people, everybody been asking the question, and they want to know, despite titles and stuff like that or whatever. So like, are you in a polygamous relationship, or are these just your lady friends, so to say?
Well, it's not lady friends. I can't say that because we are a royal family and we are a building. But the only thing that separates us from being a polygamous relationship officially is paperwork. We're not married, but yeah, we do conduct ourselves as a polygamous relationship just without the paperwork. And I'm somebody that doesn't believe whether it's a monogamous relationship or a polygamous one. I don't believe that I have to subscribe to that order. Because society says, okay, this means you're married. We feel like we're already married. Even Armani being with me for 13 years. I mean, we're not going nowhere. Our graves going to be next to each other. So at the end of the day, it is a polygamous relationship. But technically, a lot of people say, well, it's not polygamous because y'all not, you're not married. So that's the only thing that's really separating it. But yeah, we way more than just, lady friends and things like that.
Okay. Dope. And great answer. And my next question would be, because I seen the post, but I couldn't really make a determinate factor on it or whatever. So did you do prison time and then get released and, came home to all of this, or like, how did it all happen?
Okay. So what had happened was in 2014, I was facing life for a crime I didn't commit, due to having, like I said, man, I had to learn a lot. So if y'all know about Pisces, I'm a Pisces.
Me too.
I always love it. You're Pisces too?
225-78.
So you know exactly where I'm coming from.
Oh yeah.
We like to help out people, man. We very authentic. We down to earth. We cut straight to the shit. We're not gonna sit there and filter anything. We're just authentic and transparent. But at the same time, we like to help people. People say we come off arrogant and cocky because they don't really know us, but we're really not. We just kind of misunderstood with that, and we like to help people. So, in 2013, man, I was helping a couple of the homies, and some people that was homies at that time. I allowed them to live with me, and let's just say,
wait a minute.
Some things that
Hold on for 1 second, bro. My screen just froze up. Hold on. Let me make sure that you're not froze on Instagram. Hold on for 1 second. And I'm coming right back into you. I just want to make sure that I do have clarity with you while I got you here.
I don't know if you're talking because it's breaking up.
Yeah, when I switch over, it'll break up like that. Yeah, for some reason it froze up. Okay. Let me look and see. I think you fixed now. Let me make sure that you're good. Okay, yeah, you should be good. Okay, yeah, you're good now. You're great now. All right, now what you were saying before I interrupt you, and excuse me anyway.
So in 2014, I had moved some people into my home, just helping them, just I got a big group called Super Good Gang and Timeless ENT. So I was helping a lot of youngsters, just to get off the street, man. One of my partners was on probation back in Gary, Indiana, and in Chicago. So I was like, man, just to get away from Chicago. Y'all know how Chicago was, especially then. I was like, man, get out this situation and come to the house, man. You can come stay with me in Vegas, my crib, blah, 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 blah. And the person I took in, he invited a young woman to the house, who was 18 or whatever or whatnot. And without me having to elaborate to get straight to the root of your answer, I ended up getting locked up for something that I didn't do because it happened in my home. So I was actually facing 10 to life. And they knew I didn't do it or whatever, whatnot. So they try to drop all the charges and just keep one charge of coercion and say, hey, let's just let you go on 5 years probation. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna, I don't got no felonies. I've never been locked up before. I've never been in trouble before. I'm not about to sit up here and take any type of deal, especially for something that y'all know I didn't do. But at the same time, at this time, I was just now starting as far as when it comes to the game and the fast lifestyle. I didn't really have money like that. I didn't have stuff saved up. I had to learn a lot through trial and error. So, me just being, somebody young and, being a part of the lifestyle, I didn't have money saved up. I didn't have no lawyer. Well, I did start out with a lawyer, but he was just trying to make me more money. So I ended up wiring him. And so it's just crazy, man. Vegas is just crazy. But when it came down to it, man, I got on the phone with my mother, and because she's a praying woman. And I was just like, they keep on trying to give me these deals. And they said that you know, if I don't take the deal, I would have to stay 7 more months in here. And then even if I do stay 7 more months in here to trial, because at this time it was already 5 months. And if I have to stay 7 more months into trial, they say that it's still not even guaranteed that I even still win my trial. This is what they're telling me. You know what I'm saying? So I said, right now, they said they had dropped the charges and put it down to a forge and give me 5 years probation. But at the same time, that would give me a felony. But at the same time, I don't need I know I have my own career. I don't have to, it's not going to stop me from getting jobs and things like that nature. I just don't want no F on my report card, especially for somebody to do. So after a lot of, praying and just thinking and just, fasting and just doing everything just to try to get a clear understanding of what I should do, because I wanted to get out, man. Being in there with, just being locked up, not with your family, with niggas walking around farting all day and like, fuck
no,
all
I'm
that.
saying,
Like that shit ain't nothing player about that. So, I don't regret it, but at the same time, it does kind of make me feel some type of way to say that, I end up taking a deal for coercion. So I came home, 2014, November 4th, I came home and to nothing again, and this is when Armani stepped up. Because, well, we can get to that because I know people will just, it's so much, my story is so complex. I'm kind of like jumping everywhere, but, I ended up coming home to nothing, and Armani was working as at the Budget Suites. I don't know if y'all familiar with, with Vegas, but the Budget Suites is a hotel out here. And so I was staying in a hotel and I was just trying to go a certain type of narrow because I still had this religiosity type of mindset to where like, okay, maybe I was doing something wrong being in the fast lifestyle, so now I just need to walk straight. So when I got out, 6 months, I'm walking straight. And believe it or not, I'm working an overnight job at Forever 21. This is exclusive. I've never told nobody the story. Like TKO Capone, who was already on MTV, TMZ, 19 million views on YouTube, World Star, nigga that had so much driving these cars, I came home and humbled myself down and got a job because I was on probation and just trying to try it out. You know what I'm saying? So I came home. I'm working at Forever 21, and everything is still falling in my life. I'm going through it. Nothing is advancing. Nothing is growing. And I was just like, you know what? God, I need guidance. I need a show of direction. And I felt like he told me, like, it's not that you was doing anything wrong. It's just the way that you went about it. Because some people can love money, and some people can make a lot of money, and them making a lot of money is not bad. Sometimes religion make you feel like that, but it's the thoughts that we hold for things. When in the Bible, I'm not trying to get super preachy, but in the Bible it says, if I say if I ask this question, everybody gonna agree and say they heard this before. So if I say, have you ever heard of the scripture? Money is the root of all evil. Everybody's gonna say yes, money is the root of all evil, but that's not what the scripture said. The scripture said, for the love of money is the root of all evil. So it's not money itself; it's for the thoughts that we hold for things. It's unhealthy. So it wasn't what I was doing was bad. It's the thoughts that I held about it, and I took God out of the center of it. So when I actually understood that type of wisdom and I applied it to my life, I allowed myself to come back into to a faster lifestyle, and I started making certain type of moves, and I basically just blew up. Buying Bentleys, mansions, 10-bedroom mansions, and all this type of shit. And once again, boom, I lost myself in it. The streets, I lost myself in it. So now Armani's birthday is coming up. This is 2017. Her birthday coming up, and I ended up taking her to Hawaii, surprising her with a trip to Maui, Hawaii. I take her to a trip, come back home. A month later, the PO is knocking at my door at my new mansion, and with hella police outside, and they put me in handcuffs because they said they went to my social media and seen that I left Vegas without permission. So they locked me up and sent me to prison for 2 years. And it gets even deeper than that because the girl I was dealing with named Z, her mother is the people who she called my PO to tell him that I was gone. So it gets deeper and deeper, man.
Oh man. Z mom might have been bringing you closer to her, man. You know what I'm saying? Things happen for a reason, bro. It didn't just happen out of order. You feel me?
Right. If God, I'm a firm believer. If God allowed it to happen, then it was meant to happen, whether we understand it or not. Our job is not to resist what already is, and not to try to force it something that's not. So just live in the moment, trust God. you know, and don't lean on your own understanding. So that's what I had to do. It's easier me saying it now because I'm grown mentally, but at that time, I didn't have no understanding because, you know, she left me even 2 months after that. So when I'm sitting in the county, not even sitting there, you know, and I love her, I love her son, and I'm finding out that it was her mother. I'm thinking it's a big ass conspiracy and everything.
Right.
So much shit that's happening that I'm not going to expose on here yet, you know, just to protect the privacy. I don't have to, you know, I can do it, but at the same time, I have a certain type of class about myself. But so much shit happened, you know, and that was a painful time, bro.
I can imagine. I know it's even pain. I could tell it's painful even, you know, seeing your facial expression, you know what I'm saying, as you speaking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you. Right. I ain't gonna walk you back down that street right there. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah. You feel me? I got you. You know, so let me ask you this. So out of all of this, because people hear you say stuff like copping a Bentley and doing this and doing that. So, you know, who is it that, you know, pretty much inspired you, you know, who put you up on game, who showed you how to move in these streets? Like who said, hey, yo, TKO, this is what you need to do, yo. This is what you need to do right here. Because I didn't have nobody to tell me that, you know, like I see how you living, right, you know, and I ain't nowhere near that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, did somebody get at you one day, or did you just think that something fall out the sky or something? Like what happened?
Well, man, these questions are beautiful, man. All right, so check this out. I've always said, like, what if I just had an older brother, a father? Because my father left my mother when I was in her stomach. I never had no father figure. I never had no older brother. I never had nobody show me anything. And this is why I had so many trial and errors and mistakes. Like, I'm somebody who actually wanted somebody right there to kind of show me and lead the way. But I've never been able to be blessed with that. So at the same time, I'm just thankful that for God's graces and mercies that I didn't end up losing my life in these streets. So many times I could have lost my life to death and to the system, man. So like, yeah, nobody taught me anything either. It's just that, you know, man, we dreamers, man. You know, so me, I'm a dreamer. I sit back and I think and I imagine it, and it feels so real to me. So I just stay determined and ambitious about it, and then I educate myself on the things that I'm trying to do. So when it comes to everything, and plus I'm into music, so a lot of people think that like right now I try to make money from all kinds of different aspects, you know. So even when I was in prison, I was still making money from my music because I made residual income. But yeah, like nobody taught me the game, man, and this is why I feel like it's taken me a long time because I'm steady learning along the way, you know.
Wow. So after the whole MTV thing, like, you know, did you feel like, yo, I made it? Or, you know, what was after that? Was you just like, you know, was it nothing? Because I never been on MTV or TMZ. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, honestly, it's a temporary pleasure. You know, for me to sit up here and be fake humble about it, like, oh yeah, well, it really wasn't nothing. No, these are major accomplishments because especially being the first person from where I'm from that's ever even seen something like this, and I was dreaming about this since I was a kid, since I was 6 years old. So yes, it was something, but at the same time, it really was nothing. Like it's hard for me to put it like that. I'm thankful for it, for the experience, but it's still not putting no money in my pocket. It's still not. It's just fame, you know. So it's still not putting me in a position to take care of my mother so she can stop working. It's still I'm still having to take risks and sacrifice every day to come up in the streets at this time. So at the end of the day, I can't say it was something if it's not really stable, but most definitely it was an accomplishment. Yeah, yes indeed.
That's what's up. And like I say, you told me before that we started, you know what I'm saying, what you was gonna do as far as Okay. I just want to make sure you can still hear me. Yeah, you said in the beginning like that you were gonna, you know what I'm saying, you and you and the Queens, y'all was gonna do some jogging or walking around or whatever, you know, whatever it was that y'all was gonna do. So I'm not gonna crowd you with this interview, but I will ask you, you know, if there would be another time, if I can go into the next level with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I do want to ask you more questions, but I don't want you to be rushed because if it's some other stuff that you got to do.
Well, first of all, man, I appreciate the gratitude. I appreciate you taking it into consideration. But this interview is first and foremost my priority. So, and I'm enjoying it. You know, me and my queens, man, we got it's the coronavirus, so we quarantine, so we can do this anytime we want to. You know, and we do this all the time. So, you know, and I appreciate that though, gratitude. But man, I'm here, man. We could take it to the next level now. We could take it to the next level next time. You know, I'm all ears, man. You know, I mess with you, man. King World.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, yo, it's the same here, bro. You know what I mean? So hell, you know, since you got the time, then we'll go ahead and then go into it, man. Because I gotta ask you now, like, you know, being that you done been on MTV, TMZ, and all of that, right? You know, have certain things came to you as far as like, you know, industry wise, like they might have even said, well, hey, can you do this? Or can you, you know, we'll sponsor you for this or Gatorade this or something like that. Do they come to you like that when you're at the level that you're at right now?
Well, the thing about it is all of these things was transpiring in 2014.
Okay.
Right before everything fell in my life. So right when I'm going up, and it happens like this every time. Right when I'm going all the way up and I'm popping 8 million views on one video overnight, 4 million over this video, I'm just popping. That's when I'm facing life. Boom, lose everything. They take out my social. I was verified on my accounts. I had over 330,000 followers on Twitter verified. All that shit got wiped out. Like so much shit that happened. So I had to start all over again. So boom, when I come out this time, I told myself, I said, since I was locked up the first time facing life and I didn't have no money for, you know, to keep a good lawyer, I didn't have money to maintain a lot of things. I said, when I get out this time on probation, I'm going to put my foot to the pedal and I'm going to get I'm going to really get money. I'm not going to be one of them broke rappers. I'm going to really get monies. And this time it was all about the money aspect. So the first time it was all about the fame. I was getting fame. The second time was all about the money aspect. And where I went wrong in both of those situations is I never had balance. So now that I'm out again, I finally have balance because yes, I'm getting money, but at the same time, I'm working on hella. I'm still following my career. I'm still educating myself. I'm still, you know, doing everything that I need to do. I'm still reading books because, you know, a lot of us, we don't read books until we in jail or incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I'm taking out that time to really love myself, man, to be more healthier, to eat healthier. So, you know, and I forgot your question, man. So hopefully I'll be remembering that.
Oh, you good. You good. Like I say, it always go into different dimensions. You know, that's that Piscean in us right there. That's all that it is.
Right.
And I will say that, and I'm gonna keep it real with you because I never told anybody this, but what you said about every time when you get to a certain point or when you was at a certain point and then, you know, calamities came in your life, man, it's like that for all Pisces. And to be honest with you, that's the real reason why I never pursued anything greater than what I have right now. Because every time when I got to a point, you know, like it was a point where everything was just falling out the sky, just right into my hands. You feel me? And one thing about that, I didn't appreciate it. Like I see how humble that you are. But what happened was it took me for things to get taken away from my life in order to appreciate even the small things that I have. So I rock with you, bro. I rock with you for real, man. I rock with you for real.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
yes, indeed, man. And the beauty about, you know, learning these type of lessons, you know, because we really don't take losses, we always take lessons. The only L's we take is lessons, man, learning experiences. And but the thing that makes us different from somebody from other people is, you know, do we learn from the lesson, you know, and do we continue to be resilient and persistent in following our goals? So one thing we got to be you know, careful of, King, is this: when things happen to us, because sometimes when we can be very happy or we can be very deep down and out. It's like a yin and yang. It's never really in between. We have to be careful of not thinking like, okay, man, it's gonna happen like this again. I know if I don't pursue this dream, it can happen again, because what we're gonna end up doing is attracting that to us again. It's gonna give us the same result. So what I had to do is I had to get to a point in my life to where I had to meditate and clear my thoughts. I had to say positive affirmations. Today I did this early in the morning when I woke up and talked to you. I was like, what? I got to pray and meditate before I get on here, because the affirmations, the things that you speak into the universe are very important. It shapes your mind. Whatever thoughts hold dominion in your mind, that's what's going to manifest. So you got to be very careful with how you allow yourself to think, because, man, I used to think just like that. Like, man, like even now, you know, certain thoughts try to come back, but my mind is a little bit discipline now. But, you know, things are trying to just seep in like, man, you know, be careful. You know, every time you came up, you know, blah, 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 you know, it was like, nah, I don't subscribe to that, because whatever you believe, it will manifest. So just be careful. You know what I'm saying? But I think you got that. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, I'm pretty sure you're a smart man with wisdom. So you already know. I ain't telling you nothing new.
Oh, yeah. But the things that you telling me, you better believe that I'm taking heed to them, because, you know, one thing I learned about life and the manifestations of life, there may be a thing that said that it may not, you know, come into fruition until you, like, years later. Like, you might not understand it until years later. Like, every time you watch a movie, you see something different. Every time you read a book, you know what I'm saying, you peep something different, or you get a different thought. So, yeah, you know, even if it is regurgitated, I'm here for it, brother. So let me ask you this. So do you make like like, if any at all, like, do you would it be helpful kind of convert their lifestyle from the street to, you know, what they would say, washing your hands or whatever? If you do make investments, what type of investments, you know, would you recommend, you know, for younger brothers that see brothers like you and say, I want that lifestyle too? What could they do?
First of all, man, I hope everybody's tuning into this, because the questions that you're asking are very, these are jewels right here, man. And these are the questions that people need to know. You know, people get it messed up and they think that, you know, things are just about being flamboyant and showing off. But this is what I love to talk to people about, and you're asking all the great questions. So I got to tell you that again. Well, first of all, you know, I do want to say, first and foremost, man, think about things, try to do things that's going to build your credit, man. Let's get that out the way. Credit. Build your credit, you know, because, you know, we might even come to a day to where this money don't even mean nothing, you know, and credit means, and nobody ever taught me this, man. Like I'm thinking it was cool to go buy, you know, buy cars, pay cash, and I'm flexing and I'm studying at the time, because I was a black nigga that ain't never had shit. So I'm thinking, you know, just being ignorant to my own motherfucking mindset that, oh yeah, I got all these cars, let's pay for cash. But that was really a dumb move. You don't want to pay cash for no cars, man. You want to sit up here and build your credit. You want to finance. But in our own nigga minds, we think that that's it. We paying stacks and things like that. The white people ain't doing that. The Asian people ain't. But we don't have really people educating us on that. So I say, first of all, you know, before we get to investing in businesses and things like that, let's focus on things that can raise our credit score. Focus on your credit score. I'm telling you, it's going to help you in the end. Right now, I'm still in the process, and I don't have all the answers. But at the same time, that credit score. But yes, right now, man, I'm going into, well, really, I got a lot of different businesses that I'm about to start, you know, investing in and having my own. And I got one that's going to be an exotic car rental company of that. But yeah, man, just always to say, find something that you're passionate about. You know, don't just do something to duplicate somebody else. That's where a lot of people fall. You know, God has gave us all, every single person on this live, every single person that's in the comment, abilities, you know, and gifts. It don't have to be the singer, the rapper, the basketball player, the vlogger. It don't have to be something that's on that type of stage that's being seen. Man, we all got gifts, and I just feel like if you do something that you're passionate about, God is going to make room for your gift, you know, and it's going to open up. But yes, most definitely, man, you know, invest in yourself, man, and get off this internet sometimes. Get off of looking at everybody's lives all the time, man. I feel like the reason why there was so many inventors in the past, just think about this, King. There was so many inventors with us growing up because there wasn't no internet.
Right.
Nobody was not looking up. But nowadays, everybody's waking up just to watch somebody else's life. So when they watching somebody else's life, they want to duplicate somebody else's life. I don't want nobody to be like me. I don't want nobody to follow in my footsteps. All I can do is try to inspire people to be their best, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man that's flawed myself, and I'm learning along the way. So I just feel like, you know, take time to yourself. And I always say it's three things. It's three ways to go about something. The first thing is inspiration, being inspired to do something. The second thing that we always miss is the information. The third thing is the manifestation. So with that being said, if you're inspired about something, go get the information about it. Those are destroyed for their lack of knowledge. So you have to go and get the information, whether it's picking up a book, going to the internet to Google something, get the information about that. You know, I was talking to a brother that was in prison, and right before he was about to get out, he was like, man, I'm about to start selling cologne, man. I'm about to go start selling cologne with my brother. I'm going to do things the right way. He's making hella money in LA, and I can start selling cologne. I'm like, man, that's a good idea. You know, you're trying to go the right way, but have you ever thought about getting a book on even how to communicate with people? This is getting information to help that. You're like, damn, I never even thought about that. And a lot of us don't. So when you talk to people nowadays, everybody is saying, especially in the game and the fast, like, oh, I want to gain a business. Do you have any knowledge about the business? All that shit sounds cute, but are you gaining the knowledge and the information that's needed? So that's my best advice right there.
Wow. So that's a mouthful. So we at the threshold, but what you was just talking about, you was talking about life, you know what I'm saying? Life in general, living life, man, getting off the internet, you know, loving on your peoples, man, doing the stuff you enjoy doing. So, you know, I got to ask you, like, what is one thing in life, you know what I'm saying, that you appreciate the most? What's the one thing you appreciate the most in this life, aside from everything that you have?
I appreciate the most.
The
man.
most.
That's a hard, because I'm a man. I'm so grateful for a lot of things. I'm so grateful, especially for my family, man. My family, man. The people,
that's what it is.
Loved ones around me. It has to be my family, man. I love my family.
Now, you know why I asked that question? You know why I asked that question? I asked that question because when you spoke about, you know, your convictions, and you spoke about the brother with the incense, you know, and you start hinting around, you know what I'm saying, the prison. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a lot of brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's in prison, you know, that I'm sure now that see you, even if they got a jack, you know, if they got a phone in prison, they see you and they like, oh boy, that's motivation. I was just right here with TKO. I was just right here with him. I can get a Bentley too. You know what I'm saying? Like, my crib can be big like that too. I can have like 13 rooms and stuff up in the house too. You know what I'm saying? So that's, yeah, that's that. Right. Exactly. You see, and what I'm saying is, you know, the people who could give us that advice or to clarify or make it make sense for us, or people like yourself. You see, I can't get this from Michael Dale ain't gonna shoot the one with me. You see what I'm saying? Right. Mark Cuban ain't gonna build with me. You know, Tariq Nasheed ain't gonna build with me, but I can get at TKO. You see what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, for real, bro. Because I'm gonna have mad questions. Yeah, mad questions. Man. So let me ask you, because I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm not gonna hold you all day, but I'm gonna wrap it up and ask you this. Now, what is, you know what I'm saying, what is it, you know, something about you, you know what I'm saying, that people may not know that you like to do? You know, they could just look at you and see, you know, your lifestyle, but what is that one thing you just like to do?
Another great question, man. One thing about me, the number one thing before everything, before the flamboyant lifestyle, before the even the music, and I love music. It has to be, man, my love for the people. I love to inspire people, man. I love to help people. Not, you know, whether it's in a physical way, whether it's in a motivational way. You know, my end goal is to become a wealthy philanthropist, to be able to help people in this country and in third world countries, just to help people, man. And I got a big heart for people, man. You already know how us Pisces are, bro. Mm-hmm. So that's really what it is, man. If people don't really know, because I come off, and I already know how I come off because I do it strategically. I know how to be about all the fuckery and foolery and make a motherfucker think I'm just dumb as the next nigga. I know how to do that, play that role, because I know that we're living in a time of sheep, and people won't even click on your shit unless you're appearing a certain type of way.
That's right.
I also know how to capitalize. I also know how to capitalize off of that and then feed you. You see what I'm saying? And that's how we're talking right now. So at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people, they look at me, they look at my jewelry, they look at the cars, they look at the females, and they think that's just that. But once I pull them in, man, it's really a bigger reason to everything. It's a method to my madness, man. I just love really helping us, man. It's so many, like, we need help. We need leaders in this time. And I used to get so mad about it, about us not having too many leaders in this day and age, in this era. And God checked me. God checked me spiritually and said, I raised you to be a leader. Stop worrying about what everybody else not doing, and you step up to the plate. So this is what, you know, I'm doing. I'm just doing it in an unorthodox way. I'm not walking around in a dashiki all the time with a motherfucking, and I'm not against it, but I'm just telling you that I'm not appearing a person that is very conscious. So it takes people off. You see somebody with gold chains, 6 gold chains on, and not wearing a dashiki with an African necklace on, you automatically think I'm unconscious and I'm just, my head is in the clouds. But that's cool, because this is what I do, because I know what audience I'm trying to appeal to. I'm not here for the people that's already healthy. I'm here for the sick. You feel what I'm saying? I'm here to be, you know, a leader towards them, because they don't have none. They don't have no leaders.
That's what's up, bro. And like I say, everything that you said, bro, man, I'm gonna be rewinding this joint back, man. I'm gonna have to go back and do a re-listen, man. I'm about to do a re-listen. But I gotta ask you, man, because I know you be busy. You always doing stuff or whatever, because I will be sharing your videos and a lot of the information, even the people, you know what I'm saying, that rock with you, I'll be sharing their stuff too. But I gotta ask you, man, whenever the time is available, man, will you come back over to the Beam Team Productions, man, and chop it up with us again, man?
Oh man, most definitely, bro. I'm rocking with you, man. And it's like this, because I already know what's about to manifest next, and I know greater things about to manifest. But I'm not a respecter of people's, if they got a huge following like Solomon. I told you this off camera,
right?
You don't have to be the Breakfast Club. You don't have to be having these type. Like, of course, I'll be thankful for that platform, but at the same time, I'm a respecter of the underdog. Because a lot of people are so Hollywood nowadays, and I knew when I wasn't getting my chance. So many times, I knew I had talent. I knew I had the charisma, but since I didn't have a certain type of connections or the money to put into myself at certain times, nobody will fuck with me. So if I can fuck with somebody and be a part of their platform, man, like your platform, man, I respect you because I respect what you're doing. I had to look at some more of your videos, and I was like, okay, I like him. I see he's authentic. I see what he's about. So that's why I'm on here, most definitely.
That's what's up, bro. All I can say is I'm humbled, man, and I appreciate you coming through, and we look forward to you coming back, man. It is what it is.
Man, it's going down, man. I'm telling you, man, it's all love, bro. It's all love, and I mean that.
All right, facts, and thanks once again. And I'll be hitting you up in the inbox shortly, bro. You know what I mean? Enjoy the rest of your day, you as well as the Queens. Okay.
Most definitely, man. Much love to everybody. And before we get off, I just want to say rest in peace to my brother Hustle 3 times. I love you, bro. I'm gonna let your name live. And man, it's much love to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay motivated, man. Stay doing something positive. Stay, taking care of yourself, man, and putting some fat on your brain, man. But much love, man. I love you all.
All right, peace, TKO Capone. Indeed.
It's on.
All right. That's what's up right there, family, for real. And like I say, man, you don't have too many brothers, man, that's going to, come through like that. So duels, like I say, people would have ordinarily expected for me to come over here and have him on my show and ask him about, how him and his wives, have sex and, all this stuff and who do this and who do that and who the thick is. And you know what I'm saying? All this old stuff, how much money you spend on the wardrobe a week, all of the stuff that don't make sense and the non-productive stuff that don't have anything to do with anything. Okay. That's not what I'm here to do. Now, what I did now that you've listened to him, aside from what you done seen on Facebook, aside from what you seen on Instagram. Okay. So what you think now? And the reason I'm asking you this question, because then you will understand why my channel is designed the way that it is. We're here to dialogue, y'all. We're here to build. And one thing about it, y'all, we're here to make it make sense, okay? I'm going to check y'all on the next one, man. I'm out.